The famous saying, "Let food be your medicine," was first coined at least 2,500 years ago, but it holds as true now as it did then. Your kitchen cabinet can be your first port of call for many ailments. It is a wonderful feeling to be able to treat friends and family with these simple yet effective home remedies. Let's see what treasures a few simple ingredients can yield. Onion syrup. Onions are in the same family as garlic and have many of garlic's antibacterial properties. You can make a garlic syrup in exactly the same way as we have made this onion syrup. However, onions are easier on the digestive system than garlic, and for many people, including children, this syrup is a perfect way to get the antibacterial qualities of raw onions. This syrup can be used to help soothe coughs and help combat lung infections, as well as kidney and bladder infections. Chop an onion finely. Take a tablespoon or so of your chopped onion and sprinkle the pieces into the bottom of a wide-necked jar. Old jam jars or pickle jars are perfect for this, but you can use any jar as long as its neck is wide enough to easily fit your spoon loaded with onion in. Add sugar to form a thin layer to cover your chopped onion. You could also use brown sugar, maple syrup, or honey if you prefer. The only difference to the one being made here is that your onion syrup will take on the colour of your sugar, syrup, or honey. And if you're using maple syrup or honey, your onion syrup will be more liquid. Continue to layer your onion in sugar. Start with onion, add a layer of sugar, another layer of onion, another layer of sugar, and so on until you reach the top of the jar. Finish with a layer of sugar. Put a lid on the jar and let this all sit for a few hours. After a few hours, the sugar will have drawn as much liquid as it can from the onion and been dissolved in this onion liquid. This is your onion syrup. Sieve the syrup. Throw away or compost the solid bits of onion and refrigerate your clear onion syrup. This syrup can keep for a couple of months if it's kept refrigerated and if you use a clean spoon every time you use it. Thyme Tea. This is an excellent tea for helping to clear up excess mucus and stubborn coughs. For this, you can use fresh or dried thyme, depending on what you have easiest to hand. If you're using fresh thyme, chop or tear up a small handful of fresh thyme leaves. If you're using dried thyme, use half a teaspoon per cup. In herbal medicine, we use the word tea and infusion interchangeably to describe infusing any herb, dried or fresh, in hot water. We are not referring to the everyday cuppa made with black tea, milk and sugar that we're all used to making or hearing about. Add boiling water and let infuse for 5 to 10 minutes. As these infusions or teas are medicinal, we do not recommend adding sugar or milk to them. Sometimes we might recommend adding honey as an optional extra because of its soothing qualities to the throat. Strain and drink your thyme tea while warm. To make a thyme bath, make a very strong infusion of thyme, say 3 handfuls of fresh thyme leaves or 1 tablespoon of dried thyme to 1 pint of boiling water. Let this infuse in a pot or teapot for 5 to 10 minutes, then strain. Add this strong thyme infusion to a warm bath that has no bubble bath in it. Thyme baths have been traditionally used to improve the immune system of weakly children. Ginger tea. For 1 cup of ginger tea, take about 1 inch of fresh ginger. Slice roughly. It's fine to leave the skin on or to peel the skin off, whichever you prefer. Add the ginger slices to a pint of water and bring the mixture to a boil. Once it's boiling, turn the heat down and let it simmer gently for at least 20 minutes. The longer you boil or decoct ginger, the spicier the tea will be. It's very therapeutic if you've caught a chill. It feels as if the ginger is literally driving out the cold from your body. The tea should be a lovely golden colour now, and when you lift the lid, you should be able to smell the earthy pungency of the ginger. Sieve the mixture. At this point, you could add a teaspoon of honey and the juice of half a lemon and drink warm. The familiar ginger, lemon and honey tea. This will definitely warm your body from top to bottom, even if you always suffer from cold hands and feet. Don't worry if you start to sweat too. This is just a sign that the ginger is working and getting your circulation moving. We could just leave it here, but there is a wonderful traditional Japanese remedy that is absolutely amazing if you've lost your voice or got a sore throat, and it involves soya sauce. This might sound revolting, but it's actually delicious and incredibly soothing to the throat. The soya sauce softens the raw, fiery quality of the ginger and turns this into a silky, savoury drink that can have you singing again in a matter of minutes. To your ginger drink, with no lemon or honey added, add anywhere between 1 teaspoon to 1 tablespoon of soy sauce per cup, adjusting it to your taste. Mix and drink. Ginger, chili, and garlic immune boost. Sometimes you just need a quick, short, sharp boost to the immune system. This recipe delivers maximum firepower in the shortest amount of time. This recipe can help boost the circulation and the immune system when you feel the first symptoms of a cold or flu. However, do not use this recipe if you suffer from stomach ulcers. Finely chop 1 clove of garlic, and then finely chop a small piece of peeled ginger, about 1 centimetre long. Then finely chop half a fresh chili, red or green, from which you have removed the seeds. There are several ways to take this mixture, but we would recommend the following way. Fill a teaspoon with your mixture, add it to a glass. Pour a teaspoon of honey over this mixture, then add a little water so that this concoction is easy to swallow. Swallow this honey fire mixture in one go. The honey is there to counteract the raw, undiluted fireness of this mixture and deliver the mixture to the stomach without burning your mouth. If you have any mixture left over, you can use it in your cooking that night. Garlic infused oil. If raw garlic is too harsh for your stomach or palate, you can still enjoy the benefits of the sulfurous compounds in garlic that help to make it such a superb antibacterial medicine. Chop a handful of peeled garlic cloves. Add them to 500 ml of olive oil in a pot. If you wish, you can add other dried herbs such as chili flakes or thyme or oregano to add their medicinal quality to those of the garlic, and gently heat until the garlic is soft and tender. Make sure not to let the oil smoke or to let the garlic change colour, as this will make your oil taste bitter. Once the garlic is soft, pour the infused oil into a sterilised jar. You can add a few pieces of the garlic and label. You can use this in so many ways. In salad dressings, in homemade mayonnaise, on top of pasta, drizzled on top of soups. The list is endless. Horseradish vinegar. Horseradish is the only spicy plant that is indigenous to the British Isles. It has a special affinity for the sinuses, as you will have noticed if you've ever had a mouthful of horseradish sauce or wasabi. This spectacular effect of feeling like the back of your head is being blown off gives us the indication for its use. Horseradish can be useful when you have a head cold or a sinus infection. Horseradish plants can often be found growing wild on waste ground, along railway lines and in meadows. If you can't find a horseradish plant growing wild near you, many greengrocers now stock it, as do some supermarkets. Here, we show you how to make a horseradish vinegar. You will need a sterilised jar big enough to contain at least half a litre or 500 ml. You can sterilise the bottles, jars and lids by placing them in a pot of cold water which covers them completely. Boil the lot vigorously for at least 20 minutes. Peel and grate about 50 grams of fresh horseradish root and pack into your sterilised jar. Next, heat 500 ml of cider vinegar to just below boiling and pour over the mix. Add 1 teaspoon of sugar and half a teaspoon of salt. Seal and leave for a month or so before straining and bottling. You can take this vinegar on its own, add it to a cup of boiling water and a teaspoon of honey, or add it to salad dressings. You could also combine this with raw chili, garlic and ginger for a particularly effective cold and flu remedy.